Hey guys, I feel like this channel is turning a little bit more into like a video log or a video diary rather than like a DIY or random content kind of channel, because I seem to do a little more talking than doing, which I guess is, I don't know, reasonable considering what's been going on. So my furnace is shot. I got 60 odd dollars for shoveling snow and different things throughout the last couple of weeks, and I spent it on a portion of it, a good portion of it, on Kel wool and furnace cement, and I did everything the way the directions said, and I don't know what happened, but it vitrified the furnace cement, burnt through the Kel wool, and burnt through my bucket. The buckets well, it's definitely replaceable and cheap, but I think it's fixable. But the expensive part, the actual refractory, is shot, and that's the part I need. I was thinking about digging a hole in the yard and just using, that as the furnace, because it works. I mean, it'll work just fine. It's just, I don't want to hear any crap about digging a hole in the yard and all that. So I decided to go against that. Well, I might flip a coin depending on how many more times I ruin my furnace. I might just decide to do it, because, well, I get a layer of sod to throw on top. It'll insulate the top, insulate the sides, and it should breathe enough that it won't build up any pressure and, cause any kind of a problem. And the yard should be wet enough that nothing will catch on fire. So, I mean, it's a reasonable idea, and it's nothing that's going to make a big deal. I mean, the biggest problem that it's going to have is going to be close to the house, so close to a plug. Trains. This trail I'm on goes right by train tracks, which is kind of nice, but at the same time, when I'm actually deciding to film when I'm down here, it's nice and loud too. But that's fine. So, a little bit of an update. What have I done since we've last talked? Well, ruined the furnace. Spent almost every penny I had on stuff that isn't working. I tried to take the furnace cement and I tried to add sand to it, and I thought about trying to add perlite and make a crucible out of it, because I figured if I heat it gradually and it all binds together, and I use it just for aluminum and copper, or aluminum and brass, that it should be alright, and even if it vitrifies, it should be okay, as long as I don't take it up to like 3,000 freaking degrees. So, but of course that didn't work. I don't know if it was the substance or the technique that was the problem. I was gonna film it, but I don't know. I guess it just wasn't in the mood. I got stuff to make stir fry. I made stir fry the other day. Beef stir fry. It was real good. I was gonna film myself doing that too, because I thought it'd be really cool, but my camera stand isn't all that great, and I need both my hands to cook. It would have made for a pretty good film, though. I made some pretty good stir fry that day. The only thing was the some of the beef, not all of it, and it wasn't even like a particular size. Like, just random chunks of the beef were like really tough, and then the other random chunks of beef were like really amazing. So I don't know if it came from like 2 different cows or 2 different parts of the cow. But I don't know. But some of it was like really, really tender and juicy, and other parts of it were like trying to chew on a cooked waterlogged shoe. So there was that. But overall, man, I don't know. I wish I would have got enough stuff to make it again, which I have enough vegetables, but I don't have any more of the beef. So I'm not doing that. I think that pretty much covers it. Today's like March 19th, give or take. Yeah, I think today's March 19th. I gotta go see my probation officer tomorrow. So, kind of wondering and hoping, yet fearing. I don't know, I have a mixed amount of emotions about the whole thing. Because for one, I'm paying a guy to do a job he doesn't need to be doing. I'm paying a guy to watch me whenever there's people out there, robbing banks, killing people. But, they're keeping an eye on me in my petty crimes like trespassing. Like, oh, he walked on a wooded trail he's not supposed to be on. Tase his ass. When people are out there kidnapping people and lighting shit on fire, he must have heard I had money or something, so they got to get their little fangs into it. So, what else? Well, hopefully I don't get arrested tomorrow. I shouldn't. I'm imagining he's probably going to drug test me, which ain't no big deal. I haven't even drank in a while, so I ain't sweating that. I gathered, they tore down the garage in my backyard, which I might show you guys a little picture of that. That was kind of cool. I was sitting playing the computer, and they finally decided to come up and ripped it down. They just left it all sit there. I mean, it took them 10 minutes to rip the thing down. They couldn't haul it away at the same day, I guess. I don't know, but I don't know their process. Apparently everything's, more complicated than it has to be. So they just left a big heap of rubble there, but at least it ain't gonna fall on a car that drives past or any of the kids. I mean, some of the kids might deserve it. No, not really. I mean, no, they don't deserve to get hit with a garage, but I mean, there's a kid or two that has a major attitude problem. But then, I get crap because I'm told I have an attitude problem, and out of all honesty, I think I'm fairly mild in comparison to most people. I just don't put up with crap. Someone tells me a story or tells me to do something, and I know a better way of doing it, or know the story's crap. I'm not going to sit there and be like, yep, you're right, like they want me to do. My grandmother in particular, she will argue to the ends of the earth, even when she knows 100% that she's wrong. And eventually I have to just say, you know what, whatever, you're right. And it kills me a little bit in the inside. Every time I do it, my soul dies a little bit. Because I'm like, you're wrong. You're never going to learn or get better at what you think you know if you're wrong and you continue to be wrong and you don't accept other people's information as being true. You're never going to progress or get any better. And I know she's old, and I guess progression isn't high on her list of things of doing, but I mean, I don't want to talk about my grandmother. Forget that. You guys get the point. I'm thinking later tonight I might go over some of the things I've made. I got 4 casted items now. I got a couple of other items I made. Maybe I'll tag all that on the end as a little showcase. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Actually been using that backpack I made. Not that I particularly like it. It sits too low and the straps are a little tight, but I made it, and it's, might as well use it. If I sewed the bottom up about 4 inches, it would probably be 100 times better. But if I hang it on my shoulders and I put something in it, it's all the way down to the the bottom of my butt cheeks. And that's just a little low for a backpack, you know? Yeah. So, at the end of this path, this goes from one town to another town. And it's probably about, might be a little generous, but it's probably about a mile from start to finish. And at the very end, in the next town over, there's a pile of junk. And there's an aluminum chair and aluminum glider, or like two-seater thing outdoors. And I want to get it, but I can't really carry it. I don't really know whose it is. Like, it's been sitting there long enough that I say it's, found property, if you know what I mean. Now, don't tell my probation officer. Anyways, it's been sitting in it's basically in the woods. It's like right at the edge of the woods. And I don't think anyone's going to do anything with it. I was looking for people, but there's a house nearby that I have a thing about knocking on people's doors that I don't know. I just have like I don't really want to call it a phobia, because it never used to be that way. But it's that way now. You know, gotta live with the characteristics I'm given day to day. So, I'm working that out. I think that's pretty much it. I don't want this part to be too lengthy. I'm about 11 minutes in. I think I'll throw a little piece in tonight. I don't really have too much other to say than, wish me luck not to get arrested, and then wish me luck that I get my furnace fixed. Alright. That's about the whole spiel of things there. Down there, I don't know if you can see it. You probably can't see it. I'm going to try to zoom you in all the way. Yeah, in between the trees there, you see it? Somebody keeps dumping all their garbage down there. Like, big piles of it. Somebody set some of it on fire. But now there's a couple more big piles down there, like parts of a house. And I kind of wonder who's doing it, because that's not environmentally friendly. Not that I should really talk. I don't do everything that's environmentally friendly, but it's just the idea. Oh, speaking of environmentally friendly, so you ever see those like radiator style space heaters? Well, somebody threw one away down the street, and I've noticed it was heavier than it looked. So I was like, you know what? I'll take it back. I tear it apart. If it happens to have, copper or aluminum or something in it, I'll keep it. If not, then whatever. So I get it all the way apart, and I get the big old, seal off that keeps the whatever's inside. And I pull out the heating element, and I set it down, and I'm like, oh, it's full of water, which that's what I kind of figured it was full of, which wasn't smart on my part, because I should have known better considering the construction. But it wasn't water. It was completely full of, oil, engine oil. So I dumped some out, and I was like, oh crap, in the yard. I was like, oh crap, it's oil, not water. So now there's a gallon of oil in my yard. I don't think it'll hurt anything, not where it's at. So I was a little bit upset about it though, because I was like, I try not to deliberately do stupid stuff to the environment. I mean, no worse than other people, at least. I set a bar and I try to match it, or be better than it. And dumping oil in the yard is below that bar. Well, alright guys, I'll catch you tonight. Maybe I'll throw in that little segment of some of the stuff I did. I don't know. A lot of these walk and talk videos, like I said, it's more like a freaking video diary than an actual YouTube channel at this point. But I'll throw it up there. Maybe somebody cares about what I say. I'm sure somebody out there is like, hey, this guy knows what he's talking about. And I'm sure there's other people out there that's like, man, this guy's a complete moron. Then again, I might not even be speaking English right now for all I know. So, So it's whatever. I'm doing the best I can with what I got. Life gives me lemons. Yeah, they make for miniature footballs. So, yeah. I do that. Later on, guys. Hey, guys. So, I wanted to go over some of the things I've made so far. I'm going to start with two of my more intricate projects, but more failures than successes. We got the ball mill. For some reason, the motor I'm using. Hang on. I think I have this down by now. The motor I'm using isn't powerful enough to spin that. Well, it's not powerful enough to spin it. It's like it's more of an all or nothing scenario. It's either like centrifugal forcing everything to the walls, or not spinning at all. So I don't know how to, and I use all three settings, and it's all the same. I can get it to crawl for a minute or two, but it doesn't. I can't get it set right. My second thing that's not really a failure, but it's not very good either. Got my my styro slicer. It slices styrofoam, and it doesn't do a horrible job, but it's not good enough to make anything the way I want to do it. Like, cheap Walmart X-Acto knives seem to do a better job than something designed to cut styrofoam. And you guys, let's see what else I got here in my box of mysteries. So, I made, I don't know how well you can see it, but 2 tool belts out of ripped jeans, which it's not hard to do. It's really easy to do. And I don't actually even use them. That's the sad part. And I got my little air mover blower thing, a little fan motor. That was a little bit more challenging to make, but it worked out pretty good. What else do I have in my... I know I have at least one more in here. Alright. Oh, there it is. Alright. I thought I couldn't... I was gonna say I couldn't find it, but I found it. So, the pocket slingshot. Complete piece of crap. Like, I don't know if it's the ammo I'm using, the balloon, or the operator. It could very well be me, but I don't think so. It's not hard to center something and fire it. I think the balloon's crap, or like the entire like design's crap. I don't really know. Like, it's hard to mess something like that up. It's too simple of a project to mess up. So that about does it for up here. Got my big box of styrofoam I've been cutting up and using for different molding things. And that about does it for what's up here. I got some more stuff downstairs. I'll show you guys when I'm done. Alright. Catch you in a bit. So, I'm outside. Well, in the pantry. And, I'll talk about some of the projects that didn't go so well. I got my green sand. Well, it's sand with clay, but it hardly does what it's supposed to do. But it's not the worst. It's just not the best.
I got my first weapon, the dagger. The problem with it is the mold blew out, and I gotta cut like half-inch of material off the blade to make it, to be able to sand it down and make it wieldable. Not much different for the fidget spinner. Anyway, try to get a good view here. See, it works. It just has a little more meat than it needs to have. My backpack, hand sewn out of a t-shirt and a belt. That I'm kind of proud of. I don't, like I said, there's some flaws with that too, but I haven't made anything perfect yet. I got this guy, the sand rammer, which also has some problems, but I'm using it to pack down sand, not build a skyscraper, so I don't think it has to be perfect. And I think that about does it for out here. So, I'll catch you in like 2 minutes. Alright, so, what else did I make? Well, I made this bagel sandwich. That's a fresh one. I made the stegosaurus. I made an egg. And I made a brass bird. And I think it is everything that I made that is either in production or is near completion. So, the sandwich is near completion as well. So thanks for watching. Have a great night. And hopefully I will see you again. Hey guys, so I don't know what's going on. I don't know if God or whoever's in charge of this place is trying to drive me insane, but my tooth is howling. So I tried everything. If you have any suggestions if anyone watches this before actually going to take care of a cold, anything to relieve the pain would be fantastic. On a side note, to keep myself busy and distracted, I bought a bottle of vodka. Yeah. Because nothing's working. Painkillers ain't working. That canker sore crap ain't working. None of it's working. So, yeah. Anyways, on a lighter note, a better note, they tore down the garage. It's gone. I got my foundry relined. It's a little shorter than I wanted it to be. Like I thought. Like I made enough stuff, but I had a little mishap, and my insert collapsed. So I had to hurry up and throw a bottle of bleach in there to make the inside thing. And I'm not sure if it's gonna be big enough. I hope it is, but I had to work in a pinch. So I'm working on burning all that out and curing the foundry a little bit. So you know how this isn't about the foundry. This isn't about the tooth. This isn't about my ways of trying to deal with it. This is about what I'm going to do with a box of crayons. So I found probably 300 crayons, alright? So I separated them into colors, and you know how they cast aluminum in orbeez? Well, my orbeez came in. Bam. So, I'm going to try to melt the crayons and pour it into the orbeez to see if I can make a wax sculpture, like the aluminum sculptures, which I don't see why it won't work, but we're going to see. That's the plan. So I'm going to keep curing the foundry and trying to drink my problems away. and when the crayons are melted, I'll see if I can show you guys what's up. Alright, thanks for watching, and I should be back in a little bit. So I was hoping when I melted the crayons that it would keep like streaks of the color, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I kind of think it all melted down into pretty much a singularity color. But take a look, it's almost ready. I'll pump a little more air in there. Now the foundry has a couple issues. I don't think the pipe went all the way through, so I'm gonna have to figure out how to carve that hole out. And the chamber for where the crucible goes is smaller than I want it to be, so I'm not sure what temperature I'm gonna be able to achieve with that kind of room. But my it's melted, so yeah, it's pretty much melted. So they're going to give it one more blast of air, and then I think I'm going to pour it. Turned out to be like some brown color. Covered in ashes. Alright, so let's see how this turns out. I'm gonna try to pick it up, pour it in, and let you guys watch at the same time. It didn't all melt. It looked like it all melted. Well, I think I may have poured a little fast, maybe. I don't know. I've never done this before, so we'll see how it works out. And wax compared to aluminum is like two different animals, so. It didn't make it all the way to the bottom. Alright, I think that'll do it. I hope I didn't just ruin all the orbeez, which I don't think I did. I figured if all else fails, I can crack the wax off of them and try again. So, alright, I'll show you guys the reveal once I'm sure it's solidified. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Alright, we're back inside because it's winter outside again, and it's freaking cold. And like I said, I gotta keep moving. Gotta keep moving. Alright. I'm going to show you, I don't think it worked, but you can't see very well because I'm inside, but yeah, I don't think that worked. I mean, it looks cool. Nope, it didn't work. I mean, it kind of worked. When they all, like, shrink back down, I might be able to pull it apart, but I think it's too thin. It crumbled when I picked it up. Alright, well, give it 3 days or so for everything to evaporate, and I'll show you guys what it looks like. I don't think it's gonna be good, but we'll see. Hey, that's why it's an experiment, right? Alright, thanks for watching, guys. So, guys, I didn't really like how I left the wax pour. So, I'm gonna show you guys a little better view. So I poured it out, and you can see, like, I don't know if it wasn't thick enough or what, but a lot of chunks broke off. Now, I'm trying to wait for the orbeez to shrink so that I can actually take it apart, but it keeps falling apart, so I'm thinking I'm just gonna crush it and try to do an aluminum one tomorrow. But like, you can see I'm being like real gingerly with it, and it's pieces are just crumbling off. So I kind of put this as a failure. I mean, no experiment's ever a failure. Not really, as long as you learn something from it. So, I mean, it was cool to try. And maybe if I did a different tactic, like pour it a little bit slower, and maybe like put the orbeez in the fridge, so when the wax hits it, it solidifies quicker. Maybe it'll be a little bit thicker then, and won't break apart. And then maybe put the orbeez in a more narrow container, so it has no choice but to bind up on itself. But I don't really want to trap a bunch of orbeez inside of it, so that's another problem I'd have to look into. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and I got my furnace pretty good, but I still have a problem or two with it. Like, the walls are too thick, I don't have enough space in there for the crucible and fuel. So I might do some aluminum pour with a tin can maybe, even though you know, I already said it's a waste, but if I don't melt something soon, I'm gonna freak out. No, you know what I mean. I mean, I still have one other project. Like, this was one of the projects I had lined up, but I still have another project that doesn't involve the furnace that I wanted to do. I have a couple projects, but one that isn't super time consuming. I want to make another candy thing, but instead of using a whole pack of gelatin with Jello, I'm going to use half a pack with that and half a pack with pudding, and make a layered candy. Because when I made the Jello with a whole pack, it was really, really stiff, and that was just, I mean, it was like ballistics jelly, and that's just a little, it was just a little too much. Like, I don't want to, I want to bite into my candy and, like, feel good, not bite into it and be like, oh man, do I have to chew this crap. Alright, thanks for watching, I'll catch you guys later.